Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Stronger Together and Overcome podcast. And we've got a guest with us today. His name is Titan, and it's his birthday.
What? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy. Titan.
Come here. Come on.
Remember, you had a job. No talking.
Oh, okay. He's camera shy.
He's afraid. It's fine. We get it.
What do you need from me?
He's searching for something.
What do you need from me?
Titan is,
You know, come here. Come get it.
there he is.
Earn it. Earn it. Can you get it? Up.
Do hard things.
Yeah,
there he is.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Titan. So anyways, we're gonna title this episode the Be About It podcast.
Do it.
Jared, so many people talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
How do we start to be about it?
That's a great question, which is literally the entire premise of this episode. I think the easiest way to break it down for me personally is don't say a million things that you are going to do or wanting to do. Just start doing them, because your actions are always going to speak louder. And then it's going to look like you're more of just a go-getter and just getting things done, crushing tasks or making growth and progress left, right, and center, rather than somebody who keeps saying, I'm going to get to that. One day that's going to be me. I would love it if I could get to this point, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I think we were talking a little bit about, the society that we live in right now, and it's, the endless, mindless scrolling, and I want this, I would like this for my life. Everybody posts their highlight reel on their socials, and then people are scrolling and they're like, I would like this, I would like what this person has. But we live in this society right now where it's, fast, right? Fast food, fast relationships, instantaneous success stories, all of this stuff. But very few people actually want to put the time in and work for it. I mean, I see it with my social media journey. I mean, I've been on social media now for close to 7 years, and people will see and they're like, well, Josh has 4 million followers. That's like an overnight success story. No, they don't see that it took 7 years of grinding and figuring things out. The fitness world, right?
Yeah.
Same concept.
That's exactly it. I mean, it's very deceiving with social media, especially in regards to fitness, because people see the unreal results and they don't even realize it. Yeah. And everybody's boosted, everybody's enhanced, everybody took shortcuts, right? But when people come and sit down with me and they're like, oh, you're very fit, you're reasonably fit, how do I get on your level? And I'm like, well, the truth of the matter is I've never taken anything to enhance or boost or shortcut, and it's been the better part of 15 years of showing up every single day, putting in the work in and out of the gym with lifestyle, diet, everything, and it's just been a course of time. So when people are like, oh, how do I get there? And then I'm like, well, buckle up, because it's been the better part of 2 decades, and people immediately are like, I don't think I want that then.
Right, how can I get it now?
Exactly, and in this day and age, it's like you can call somebody and have it tomorrow. You can order something from across the world and Amazon's got it on your doorstep tomorrow. Everything is so fast and overnight and instant gratification. But the big thing for me is so many of us want for something, but don't understand how much work is necessary to get there. It would be amazing to be a guitar virtuoso, but these people have been locked in their rooms for 20 years by themselves, going through the motions, living lonely by themselves on this journey to their destination. And then you just see the cool little bit of them doing their performance and not the millions of hours and repetition that went into it. So do you truly desire it if that's what it takes?
Yeah.
Or is it just something in a fantasy where you're like, that would be cool. Yeah. I would love it if I could have that tomorrow, but it isn't the Matrix and we can't just plug you into a machine and congratulations, you know Kung Fu. It's not how it works.
The other thing I've noticed, and maybe you in internet land agree with me, but we also live in like an overthinking culture. We overthink every scenario to death.
Yes.
Well, what if this? Well, what if that? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if somebody makes fun of me? What if people... And we do this on and on and on. So thinking back in my entrance into the law enforcement world, I was a 19-year-old kid. I was a long distance country runner, and I showed up to work in a prison as this young fella, 150 pounds soaking wet, as they say. And I'm looking around and I'm like, I've got some big angry inmates, male and female, that like they've lifted weights, they've been about a rough life, like, and I'm supposed to, as this young scrawny little kid, come in and be like, okay, I'm gonna command respect from these people. Well, I very quickly found out that just wasn't gonna be the case. And so rather than thinking about it, rather than worrying about it, rather than, I had to start. So what did I do? I got into the gym, didn't have a clue what I was doing, as an 18, 19-year-old kid, but I had people around there that would help me. Same thing was, I got involved in martial arts. It was like, okay, I don't really know how to defend myself, so I showed up at a jiu-jitsu studio. Shout out to Canadian Martial Arts Center, as we have our Canadian flag up here today, but I showed up, and a lot of people said this, Josh, what you should do is you should start with some evening classes. And I was like, okay, how long will it take to be able to roll? A lot of people, they probably don't roll right away, you can get injured and whatever else. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna show up and I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna do the hard things. And I actually started backwards. Rather than going to classes, I showed up to do the jiu-jitsu sparring sessions. And what happened was I had all of these great mentors to take me under their wing. They're like, don't do that, do this. And so for me, it was like, even though it was really difficult, really uncomfortable, anybody ever done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out there, it's a really, really tough discipline. But I learned so much. And my point with all of this is, you can think about it, you can wonder, you can ask all these questions, you can overthink, but at the end of the day, if there's a goal that you have to get started.
Yeah, and I think you touched on some really good points there, as far as overthinking or living in that realm of what ifs. And it's the great human condition, is we are compounded by all these emotions, but that's what makes the human experience so profound. But with that being said, there's the constant fear and worry that people surround themselves with or drown themselves with, where it's like, what if this doesn't go well? What if I start doing it and I hate it? What if I go there and somebody makes fun of me? Yeah, it might happen. What if you go there and you find out you were born to do this? What if you just click immediately and your progress or your enhancement or your gain from it comes so much faster than you realized? Like, I think the best way to look at it is you can try and prepare to cross every bridge and be over-prepared for every situation, and then you're never gonna face 99% of them. So you just wasted a lot of time thinking about something that you could have been doing something. So like, one of my favorite quotes to touch on that is, the best antidote or prescription for fear is action. Because as soon as you start doing something, the fear dissipates.
Yeah.
Because whatever bridge you have to cross, you're now crossing it because you're taking action, and you don't have to worry about those 375 other possible outcomes that you were stressing about, not able to sleep the night before, worrying about, because it doesn't matter anymore. You're already doing it. So take action, just be about it instead of talking about it or worrying about it.
Yeah, I read a study the other week, and it said something like, I think it was like something like 85 to 95% of the things that we imagine and that we fear actually never come to pass.
Right.
So you start out on like a new goal, whether it's as fitness coaches, we also do life coaching, right? People have this fear. What if I drop something on my head, right? What if somebody looks over and laughs because I'm a little bit overweight and I'm not confident? What if? And from our experience, in reality, is most people that are serious about bettering themselves and others, as one of our callings in this world, is they're actually there to help and support you. Most of the time, as we find brand new people come into a fitness facility or start life coaching sessions, they're just afraid of, what's that person over there going to think about me? Where in reality, that person realizes usually that they were in the same place at one point, that they had to start somewhere. So usually from our experience, we actually find that people are super supportive and actually might, encourage you instead of being afraid of them. Maybe they're going to be there to actually support you along the way. And it's important for you to find a community like that will support you as you make these first steps.
Right. Like you might be struggling with something currently that they've struggled with before.
Sure.
And they're like, hey, actually, I found in my experience what helped me bypass that or get around that hurdle was doing X, Y, and Z. And then you apply that and you immediately get by something that stalled them out for a period of time. So now, not only has your process been expedited, but you've actually gained and made traction much further than the person before you. So you've actually gained ground on that. When you're so worried about being behind or looking silly or looking foolish, they're actually just trying to catch you up to where you are. And the best thing about that environment too is like, it's any arena. As a human here, somebody's already doing what you're thinking about. So if you look to your right, there's somebody way better at it who's been doing it for a long period of time. Then there's maybe you in the middle who's been doing it for a shorter period of time, just gaining some traction, starting to feel confident and making ground. And then there's somebody to your left who's looking at you as the person to their right being like, man, I wish I was where you are.
Yeah.
So it's not about where you're at or who's better than you or further than you. It's you against you. And are you better than you were yesterday? Are you challenging yourself? Are you growing?
Yeah.
If you don't know the answer to that question, it's probably no.
It's probably no.
Which means you might need to sit with yourself a little bit more. And my definition of that is, this is where it's going to get deep and profound, so bear with us. People are very afraid of introspection. What's introspection? A big scary word. It means looking inside. Most of us have this void or this hole inside that we don't know how to fill. And like that is your inner happiness, your true identity, your vision of self, your reflection. When do we ever sit nowadays just with ourselves, in the quiet, thinking about who am I?
And no, we're not talking about sitting in your room scrolling.
Right. Sitting in here, being alone with you. Who are you at your core? What is your definition of happiness?
Yeah.
Have you ever asked yourself that question? What is it that makes you happy or would take you to your definition of happiness? What don't you have that you are needing to get there? What's the vehicle that's going to propel you? You need to sit with yourself and ask yourself the hard questions and peel back the layers. Because true happiness, I think in today's society, is brought on by the push of a button.
Yeah.
You open an app and you order some food that's going to be on your doorstep in 30 minutes, and that makes you happy for a period of time.
Yeah.
You maybe start scrolling on a dating app and you're swiping and it's exciting. You're meeting new people, you're having conversations, and that makes you happy for a short period of time. But these are just little windows, and it's putting a band-aid on it. It's like, what will truly make you happy, and how can you start taking steps towards that happiness?
Yeah, and so like, we'll actually do this, repeatedly for ourselves. So for me, for example, I'll go first. You guys can do this on your own later. That's your homework maybe, is I'll sit there, and I'm a faith guy, right? So it'll involve some prayer, some meditation type stuff. But for me, fulfillment in this life looks like this: God, family, friends, and giving back. If I have those things in my life, that to me is everything that I'm looking for. That's my identity, that's my core. And so all of my decisions now, right, are based around those things. Faith, family and friends, and then giving back and leaving this world a little bit better than how I found it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would be very similar in that I would identify myself as more spiritual and then family and friends, obviously, and how can I leave this place better than I entered it. So very, very similar core values, the way we align. And I think it's very interesting because I always remember, like, as a kid on Christmas morning, waking up to a giant stack of presents and being like, oh my God, like, did I get everything I asked for? I can't wait to open all these goodies and see what everybody got me. And having my parents be so excited to see our faces when we're opening things or see our reactions to things. And then, you know, like us being young kids and teenagers, we didn't have the money to go out and buy them a pile of presents and do the same thing back for them.
Right.
So you were just excited because you knew you were going to get 52 presents and you didn't have to shop or worry about anything else.
Right.
But then how often did your parents or your elders or your mentors say, it's the spirit of giving. It's the giving, not receiving, that is so fulfilling and makes you feel good. And as a kid, you're like, I don't know what they're talking about, because getting a million presents, so much better.
That's right.
But as you age, I think you start to understand that helping others and healing others, or that fulfillment of giving back, is a more full vision of true identity, and is going to give you that overall sense of satisfaction and being full and having your heart be full and your soul feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And just being better because you went out and you did something for somebody else. It's something I can't even really fully describe as a tangible feeling until you go out and do it. Like, for us being in the field of health and wellness and life coaching and everything in regards to overall well-being, for me, there's plenty of days my alarm goes off at 3:30 a.m., 3:45 a.m. And all I want to do is reach over and hit that snooze button because it's absurdly early, especially in the wintertime when it's freezing cold outside here in Canada. You don't want to go outside. It's early, it's dark.
Yeah.
It's no fun. But for me, I know in my line of work and what I do throughout the day, there's so many people out there that I am going to help, that are going to depend on me.
Yeah.
So if I decide to hit that snooze button, instead of getting up and being about it and fulfilling my word and promises, there's going to be a lot of people out there who are worse off because I chose myself. And because it's bigger than me, I know I have to get up, put my feet on the ground, rub the sleep out of my eyes, and get moving so that I can leave the world a little bit better than when I woke up that morning. And that's my full purpose and how I am about it, instead of just talking about it.
Yeah, and as a faith guy, a lot of you guys are into the faith stuff. You know, the book of James, it says that faith without action, faith without works is dead, it's useless. And so, you know, how do we set, you know, your homework, how do we set some realistic goals, or how do we give you some steps to start doing this? We kind of touched on, you know, step one, what that would be. Step one is identify what it is that you're after in this life. What is your calling? What is your purpose? What brings you and your family fulfillment, right? Sit with yourself, like Jared said earlier. Find out what that is. That would be step one. Step two would be, we need action. You know, whether it's something small, whether it's, like Jared said, you don't hit the snooze button, you set the alarm a little earlier, do something in the day that's going to push you toward a goal that you have set, whether it's faith, whether it's family, relationships, whether it's fitness, whatever it is for you, you have to take action. And step three, I would say, is be humble and willing to learn, right? Like, a lot of people go at it in this life and they go at it alone and they get frustrated and discouraged. Surround yourselves with people that are going to push you and make you better, right? So crystal clear goals, write down the things that you're going to actually do and achieve, and then do them. And then surround yourselves with the right people that are going to help you learn and grow.
Yeah, I think those are great. And especially when you say write them down, because that's going to commit it to your memory a little bit more. That's going to make it more concrete and clear and concise. And then if you even want to take it a step further than that, you can write out your goals, and then you can, for each goal, maybe have 3 micro goals on how you're going to get there. And that way, you know, when you're checking those boxes off, you are making forward progress towards those goals, not just talking about them or dreaming about them. You're like, look, I have actionable steps that I am moving towards. I am doing the things, and I am being about the things that I set out to be. And that's what's going to bring you that fulfillment.
You know, I think fitness is a really good one. You know, you have somebody that wants to get healthier, more physically fit. So what does that look like is, okay, I set a goal of, I want to be able to do 10 push-ups in 3 months, or I want to lose, 10 pounds of body fat in 3 months. Whatever it is for you, there's your goal. And then Jared talked about micro goals. Okay, what does that look like today? Not tomorrow.
Exactly.
What does that look like today? Well, step one, I'm not going to hit the snooze button, right? Goal number 2 is I'm going to go for a walk around the block. I'm not ready to get into a gym yet. I'm intimidated, whatever else, but I am going to get healthier. Step 3 is I'm going to make sure I'm drinking at least 3 liters of water today, right? Check off those steps. Did it. I got up early. I got my walk in. I drank my water. Cool. You've just had a win.
And that feels good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you know you woke up with purpose and you've checked off those boxes, when you're done work, you're done dinner, you've spent time with the family, and it's time to sit down and like reflect and look back, and you're like, man, I did it today.
Yeah.
I didn't quit on myself. I didn't backtrack. I didn't procrastinate. I didn't bail out of what I said I was going to do. That feels good. And if you keep stacking up those wins, stacking up those days, that is a feeling that just gains momentum, like a stone tumbling downhill. And I can't even begin to tell you how powerful it feels and how good it will make you feel overall, to the point where you just gain momentum and you just want to keep going.
Yeah.
So then maybe you start very small, very reasonable and attainable, but then you start setting bigger goals and bigger achievements because you have that momentum, you have that confidence, you've got the wind in your sail, and it just kind of all goes from there. But you just have to start today and keep stacking those good days. And it's something we love to do, something we've done for a long period of time, something we help many others do. So to that extent, also, if that's something you think we could help you with, something you'd like to talk to us about, we are available. You can reach out to us through our social channels, whatever it is. Leave a comment here. We can put our tags in the description here. If it's something you'd be interested in, you want to do a coaching call, you want some sort of just guidance, some mental clarity, some goal tracking, whatever it is, these are the things we do on the daily, the things we'd love to help you with.
Absolutely. So, hey guys, thanks for being here today. Thank you very much for watching the Stronger Together and Overcome podcast. And today, we're not going to wait. We're going to start being about it, not just talking about it, right? Faith without actual progress is dead. It doesn't work. So today, let us know what you're doing to take these steps. Again, you can reach out if you need some help with this stuff. We're more than willing to help. Let us know. Let us know what you're doing. Celebrate those wins. Write us some comments, and we'll see you guys really soon. Thanks for being here.